What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Ron back with another video. Before we get started, make sure you please like, comment, subscribe, all that good jazz. Kind of had something on my mind today, man, and I don't know, I was watching a video and I having trouble finding. I can't even remember exactly where it came to me from. So like, this was gonna be a reaction video, but I don't know, I still want to mix in some of my, you know, off the top of the head freestyle, just stuff that be on my mind. And for today I wanted to discuss why women feel that them bringing money to the relationship is, how can I put this? They think that them having money makes us more attracted to them. And that couldn't be further from the truth. Here's what I've noticed about modern women, man. Like, when you see them in these other platforms like Fresh and Fit or Daily Wrap Up Crew, or I mean, hell, just, you know, just asking any random woman on social media. One of the things that they like to mention is that they bring a bag to the table. But the common thing that I've noticed is the same women that say they bring their own money to the table, they want a man that makes just as much as them, if not more, and they want him to pay the majority, if not all, the bills. Please explain the logic in that. Ladies, this is why when y'all say y'all bring a bag to the table, that don't mean nothing to men. I don't care if he's high value. I don't care if he's average, like myself, average man unplugged. Because, okay, I'm a slightly above average earner, but that doesn't necessarily mean that, how can I put this? That doesn't necessarily mean that I'm looking for a woman that makes just as much as me or more than me. Because the things that I'm looking for in a woman, things that men look for in a woman, for the most part are intangible. And this is one of the things that I've noticed when it comes to dating. Like one of the biggest differences in what women look for in comparison to men is that majority of the things that women value in men are tangible. The majority of the things that men value in women are intangible. That's why when I hear women say, you know, we're the real passionate ones, we're the ones who love hard, we the ones who get our heart broken, and yada yada yada. I don't want to say it's cap, but I feel like it's, I think it's misleading. And, you know, modern women have been led astray. They've been taught that if they get a bag, it's gonna be easier for them to get a man. And ladies, I'm like, we don't care, because at the end of the day, we know that if we take you out somewhere, you're expecting us to pay. At least a real man anyway, a man with some common sense. You know what I mean? And the funny thing is, even though, you know, most guys are probably around my range far as income goes, not only do we expect to pay, we want to pay. Because what women tend to overlook about men is that we don't mind playing that role. We don't mind paying majority, if not all, the bills, because as men, That's what we're designed to do. That's what we're put on this earth to do. We're put on this earth to provide and protect for the women. I mean, it's been that way since the beginning of mankind. So women have been led astray thinking that that's what we want. I could tell you this right now. The only type of dudes that are gonna be attracted to women that make more money than them or make a lot of money are broke dudes. And I'm talking like, you know, like the Pookie and Ray Rays. You know, they go from staying at one girlfriend house to another, ain't never got their own crib, ain't never had their own car. Like, I'm like, you'd be surprised how often these females mess with these kind of dudes. And the reason why those women mess with those kind of dudes, because they're easier to access and they're easier to control. See, I'm like, the real reason, because I think, and this is my opinion, and this is just a theory, I think the real reason why women brag about their money and what they bring to the table as far as money goes is because, I'm gonna just say it, they want to wear the pants in a relationship. They want to be the leader. But here's the problem with that. Those are the type of men most women tend not to respect. Those guys tend to be very beta, very weak and weak-minded. They don't have a backbone. Therefore, that's why you walking all over them, talking down on them, only for you to discard him. And then you sitting over here lonely talking about all men ain't ish and all that and all that. And it's like, ain't nobody trying to hear that. I'm like, you got so many spaces, so many men over here saying like, look, you got your own bag, you got a PhD, all that, cool. But what value does that bring to me? Because unless you're more than willing to go 50-50 on these bills, and you know, maybe we could take this extra money and use it for trips, or take this little extra money and invest it and maybe try to start a business together or things of that nature. Would you be surprised how many women don't even think like that? Because, I mean, realistically, I mean, if a man and a woman are making anywhere between $40,000 to $50,000 a year a piece, you combine y'all incomes together, that's a pretty nice amount. You can live pretty comfortably off of that. Because I use my parents for example, because my mom was the breadwinner. And be honest with you, I think this is one of the reasons why I grew up the way I was and how I was with women. And I feel like it's all connected, because my mom was the breadwinner in my household. My mom was making, like, before she retired, I think she was making like $70,000, $80,000 a year. Like, my dad, I couldn't really tell you how much he made a year, but if I had to guess, it was probably somewhere between 30, 35, maybe 40. Like, essentially, he was making about half of what my mom made a year. But when you combine their incomes, it's over $100,000 a year. And I grew up, you know what I mean? I grew up spending most of my life in a suburb, very quiet, not a whole lot of ruckus, not a whole lot of drama, shootings, or any of that. I ain't grow up in the hood. So it's very possible. Plus, it depends on location. I'm in Cincinnati, Ohio, y'all. So, you know what I mean? You know, if you making six figures on your own, you can live pretty damn good in Ohio. But it's different when you thinking of big cities like a Miami, LA, New York, Chicago, so forth and so forth. So women need to understand, men, we value the intangibles more so than the tangibles when it comes to relationships and women. Women, however, they value the tangibles more than the intangibles when it comes to men. Now, that narrative was probably different 60, 70 years ago, but nowadays, I mean, this is modern dating. This is the modern woman. And as men, we gotta learn to accept it, adjust, adapt, move accordingly, however you want to say it, and do what's best for us and continue to self-improve and better ourselves. So once again, we can get better quality women, or at least be in a position to where we don't gotta put up with the bad behavior. And you'd be surprised how women are quick to start acting straight when you show them that you have zero tolerance. You know what I mean? I'll probably do a video on that in the future, because somebody that I was recently dating is a good example of this. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and end this here, y'all. So with that being said, again, like, comment, subscribe, and all that good jazz. I'll catch you in the next video. Deuces.